99% of people will never get rich, and it's not because they're lazy. It's because they think with the wrong models. Millionaires don't just make different choices, they see a different world. Their minds are wired with frameworks that turn obstacles into opportunities and chaos into clarity. Most people will go their entire lives blind to them. But with these models, you stop playing by everyone else's rules and start bending reality to fit yours. In the next few minutes, I'll break down the mental models millionaires secretly use to dominate business, build wealth, and stay 3 steps ahead of everyone else. Learn them, and you'll never look at success the same way again. 1. The Power of Inversion. Billionaire investor Charlie Munger once said, "Tell me where I'm going to die so I never go there." Sounds like a joke, but it's not. It's the mental model of inversion, one of the sharpest mental models in existence. Most people ask, how can I win? But the smarter question is, what would guarantee I lose? List out the behaviors that would ruin you. Procrastination, spending more than you earn, ignoring reality. And you've instantly got a blueprint for what to avoid. Charlie Munger's mantra was simple: invert, always invert. Because success is often about subtraction, not addition. It's not about doing everything right. It's about not doing the obvious wrong things. Want to get fit? Don't obsess over the perfect workout routine. Ask, what would keep me out of shape forever? Skipping workouts? Eating too much junk food and sugar? There's your answer. Avoid those, and you win by default. Inversion clears the fog. It reveals the landmines and it turns strategy into common sense. Sometimes the smartest move you can make is simply to not make the dumb ones. 2. Ask empowering questions. Imagine opening Google and typing in, "Why am I so unlucky?" What kind of results do you think you'd get? A wall of reasons reaffirming that belief. Stories, excuses, and proof that yes, you really are unlucky. But if you change the search and type in, "How can I improve my life and make $1 million?" Suddenly, the answers are solutions, opportunities, and strategies. Your mind works exactly the same way. The questions you ask yourself tell your subconscious what to search for. Garbage questions return garbage answers, but empowering questions unlock genius solutions. Millionaires know this, so they ask questions that move them forward, such as, "Where's the opportunity here? What's good about this? How can I use this to my advantage?" Your subconscious is like a supercomputer running 24/7, constantly searching for answers to the questions you feed it. Next time you're stuck, ask yourself an empowering question. Your mind will work on it long after you stop thinking about it, and sooner than you expect, the answer will appear. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your future. 3. Pain and pleasure drive everything. Humans are hardwired to move toward pleasure and away from pain. That's the root of all motivation. But here's the hidden trap. Most people grew up associating money with pain. They remember the stress of bills piling up, the arguments it caused at home, or the shame of not having enough. So deep down, they push money away, even while saying they want more of it. Millionaires do the opposite. They rewire those associations. They train their minds to connect the idea of money with freedom, contribution, and peace of mind, and to see lack of wealth as the real pain. That shift flips the script. Suddenly, procrastinating feels uncomfortable, while taking action feels exciting. Motivation stops being a battle. It becomes instinct. Millionaires know pain is the stronger driver, so they weaponize it. Poverty becomes unbearable, and progress becomes addictive. 4. Mental mentors. The most successful people on earth have mentors, but here's the secret. They're not always real, and they don't need to be alive. Napoleon Hill called them invisible counselors. Top performers today call it mental modeling. Whatever you call it, the idea is simple. Study the minds of the greats so deeply that you can internalize their wisdom and imagine them giving you personalized advice. Who sits at your mental round table? Maybe it's Elon Musk for boldness, Jay-Z for strategy, Marcus Aurelius for stoicism, Kobe Bryant for obsessive drive, Warren Buffett for investing. It doesn't matter if you've never met them. What matters is that their mindset becomes part of yours. You don't need access to billionaires. You need access to their minds. Books, interviews, documentaries, speeches, that's the portal. Download their thinking until it rewires yours. Build your mental mentor board. Consult them often. And over time, you won't just think like them. You'll start producing results like them. 5. Identity shapes destiny. You will never outperform the way you see yourself. If deep down you believe you're average, broken, or not meant to win, you'll keep making decisions that prove it true. That's why most people stay stuck. They don't have a strategy problem. They have an identity problem. Millionaires build an identity that aligns with success. They see themselves as winners. That identity becomes a filter. It shapes how they think, what they tolerate, and which moves they're willing to make. It sets the floor for their standards and the ceiling for their ambition. If you want to level up your results, you need to level up your identity. Start telling yourself who you are, not based on where you've been, but where you're going. Say to yourself, I'm the type of person who builds wealth. I am a high achiever. Then back it with action. Every move you make becomes evidence. And eventually, the identity locks in. Not as a hope, but as a fact. Change your identity, and your destiny has no choice but to follow. 6. Command your self-talk. The most important voice you'll ever hear is the one in your own head. And for most people, it's a bully. It repeats every doubt, every fear, every limitation they've ever absorbed. Millionaires don't let that voice run wild. They train it. They talk to themselves like a high-level coach would. Not soft, not delusional, just focused, disciplined, and direct. A study showed that the most powerful form of self-talk is second-person self-talk. Instead of saying to yourself, I've got this, you say, you've got this. Research shows that the most effective form of self-talk speaks to you, not from you. When your inner voice sounds like a trusted coach rather than internal chatter, it hits harder. The brain processes it as external reinforcement, making it more impactful, more motivating, and harder to ignore. They also reprogram negative beliefs by talking back to the voice in their head. When that internal script starts repeating old limitations, they don't accept it. They challenge it. They interrupt the pattern and replace it with something stronger. Over time, that dialogue reshapes their identity. And once identity shifts, everything else follows. 7. Play the game of life. The metaphor you use to describe life shapes everything: your attitude, your actions, and your results. Some people see life as a burden. Others see it as a test or a tragedy. But the most powerful metaphor is seeing life like a game. When you treat life like a game, everything changes. You approach challenges with creativity. You take risks. You bounce back faster. You stay curious, playful, and focused on winning, not just surviving. Yes, everyone gets dealt a different hand. Some start with better cards, but the game isn't won by who is dealt the best hand. It's won by who plays their hand the best. Skill beats luck, and strategy beats circumstance. Seeing life as a game makes it more fun, more motivating, and far more rewarding. You stop obsessing over fairness and start focusing on how to play smarter. And that shift alone puts you miles ahead of the people still complaining about the rules. 8. Use anger as fuel. We're told anger is dangerous, that it should be buried or ignored. But millionaires know that anger, when channeled correctly, is one of the most explosive motivators you have. Some of the greatest companies in the world were born because someone got furious at how broken something was. Some of the most inspiring life transformations started because someone was sick of being underestimated. Anger triggers adrenaline, sharpens focus, and gives you energy you didn't know you had. The trick is to learn to harness it and direct it. Don't waste it screaming in traffic or fighting over nonsense. Channel it into your goals. Use it to fuel the late nights, the relentless practice, the proof that you can't be ignored. Millionaires often operate with a chip on their shoulder. People doubted them, and they are determined to prove them wrong. The difference is simple. Losers let anger consume them. Winners let it drive them. 9. Think rationally. Most people make decisions based on emotion, and these emotions are often fear, insecurity, and impulse. Then they wonder why their life feels chaotic. Millionaires train their minds to do the opposite. They think using logic, not emotion. They take a step back, cut out the noise, and look at reality objectively. Rational thinking is a mental edge. It helps you make clearer decisions under pressure, and it forces you to confront beliefs that no longer serve you. Because here's the truth. Your actions are always downstream from your beliefs. If those beliefs are based on emotion, they're fragile. But if they're based on reason, they're unshakable. Rational thinkers move like snipers, calculated, precise, and calm. While others react emotionally, they respond logically. And in a world full of emotional people, that calm rationality becomes a superpower. 10. Give your mind idle time. We live in a world that's constantly trying to steal your attention, whether it's notifications, news, or non-stop content. Most people never pause long enough to process the information they're absorbing. Their minds are cluttered, foggy, and overwhelmed. High achievers do it differently. They create space for their minds to process everything in silence and stillness. Contrary to popular belief, idle time isn't wasted time. It's when breakthroughs happen. It's when your subconscious connects dots, solves problems, and delivers insights you didn't even know you were looking for. Whether it's through meditation, long walks without your phone, journaling, or just sitting quietly, high performers make space for mental clarity. It clears the noise, sharpens the signal, and gives your brain room to breathe. In a world addicted to distraction, stillness is a bigger competitive edge than ever. Most people die never realizing their mind was the only thing holding them back. You've just been handed the models that separate the winners from the rest. Now it's simple. Either keep thinking like everyone else, or rewire your mind and live up to your full potential. The choice is yours.